Breaking tonight, new polls just out point to a fierce fight just hours away from the first primary of the 2016 race for the White House. Good evening and welcome to the Kelly File, everyone, live from Manchester, New Hampshire. It does look like I'm in my living room, but we are at the beautiful St. Anselm College. I'm Megyn Kelly. Here's one of the latest polls showing Donald Trump leading the field by more than 20 points at 34%. Senators Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio tied for second with 13%. Governors John Kasich and Jeb Bush are neck and neck in third with 10%. And then Governor Chris Christie has 5%. You can see the leaderboard there. The latest from the campaign trail, Senator Rubio is not backing down from his critics, who are slamming his performance at this weekend's debate in New Hampshire. It was the final showdown before voters go to the polls, and there was an epic moment between Senator Rubio and Governor Christie that drove the political writers nuts. Watch.
Let's dispel once and for all with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Barack Obama is undertaking a systematic effort to change this country, to make America more like the rest of the world. When I'm president of the United States, we are going to re-embrace all the things that made America the greatest nation in the world, and we are going to leave our children what they deserve.
You have not been involved in a consequential decision where you had to be held accountable. You just simply haven't.
I think the experience is not just what you did, but how it worked out. Under Chris Christie's governorship of New Jersey, they've been downgraded 9 times in their credit rating. I would add this. Let's dispel with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He is trying to change this country. He wants America to become more like the rest of the world.
You see, everybody, I want the people at home to think about this. That's what Washington, D.C. does. The drive-by shot at the beginning with incorrect and incomplete information, and then the memorized 25-second speech that is exactly what his advisors gave him.
Chris, your state got hit by a massive snowstorm 2 weeks ago. You didn't even want to go back. They had to shame you into going back. And then you stayed there for 36 hours, and then he left and came back to campaign. See, those are the facts. Here's the bottom line. This notion that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing is just not true.
There it is.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
There it is, the memorized 25-second speech.
Well, that's the reason why this campaign is so important.
And then Senator Rubio went back to that same line again. Senator Rubio standing by his debate performance, though, even despite the fact that some are mocking him for repeating one rehearsed line about President Obama at least 4 times over the course of the night. Here's Senator Rubio.
And let's dispel once and for all with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Barack Obama is undertaking a systematic effort to change this country, to make America more like the rest of the world. Let's dispel with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He is trying to change this country. He wants America to become more like the rest of the world. Here's the bottom line. This notion that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing is just not true.
There it is.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
There it is, the memorized 25-second speech.
Well, that's the reason everybody. I think anyone who believes that Barack Obama isn't doing what he's doing on purpose doesn't understand what we're dealing with here. Okay? This is a president who is trying to change this country.
And here was some of the media reaction. The union leader, New Hampshire's paper of record, writing Christie rocks Rubio at final debate. The Washington, D.C.-based website Politico writing Rubio crashed and burned. And the conservative website The Daily Caller writing Rubio's debate malfunction undermines his appeal. Here now, Senator Marco Rubio. So you heard some of those reviews talking about how this was a malfunction. Others said it was an unmasking. What's your reaction when you hear that?
Look, that's people that cover politics on a daily basis, and I'm not looking to impress them. I'm looking to impress voters. I can tell you that we raised more money online, that debate, than any other debate we've had. I can tell you our crowds have grown every day here in Iowa afterwards. And at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to say what I said that night. I honestly and deeply believe that Barack Obama...
It wasn't the message. It was the repetition of the message.
No, I get it, but it's the only way I know how to describe it. Well, but look, that was a 2-hour debate, and we were asked questions on all sorts of things, and the answers were different for all of them. This was what I deeply believe. I know no other way to describe it other than the fact that this president is undertaking a systematic effort to redefine the role of government in our country and the role of America in the world. He's literally trying to change America. And if Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton wins, it's going to become permanent. That's what this campaign is a lot about for me. And I'm going to continue to say that because I believe that passionately.
Let me ask you about your process. I mean, is there a system by which you memorize answers? I mean, is that that how you do it,
No,
or is it that
I know
you
what I
repeat it
believe.
over and over so much on the campaign trail it becomes rote?
Well, it could be part of that. I mean, obviously, when you said something, because you've been answering the same questions over and over again from different people over time. But in the end, it's what I believe. Every word I say in my campaign are things that I believe. And so, you know, this is our 8th debate or our 7th debate, whichever one it was. And I feel good about every single one of them, at least among voters. And so we're going to continue to say this. This is a core part of our message.
Was there any pause? I'm going to move on from this. But was there any pause in your mind when Christie was hitting you for repeating the same line about doing it again? Because that was the moment he said, he said, and there it is.
Yeah, but see, he went in there trying to start a fight with people. I don't think this campaign should be about Republicans beating each other up. If there are differences between us, we can talk about those. But for me, and that's what I try to do and continue to try to do, there's a difference between us. We'll address it. But let's move back to the center issue in this campaign, and that is what Barack Obama is doing to America, what will continue to happen if Hillary or Bernie win. You know, I believe the Democrats love these kinds of debates. They would love to see us have a bloody, nasty process and primary to make it easier for Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders to win.
His point seemed to be that we, the American people, shouldn't trust you because there isn't substance there. There is just memorized lines.
Yeah, but that's absurd. I mean, I was asked questions about Syria. I was asked questions about the right, you know, my pro-life position, all these sorts of things that we were asked about. We were asked questions about all sorts of things, and we answer those questions. And we answer those questions all the time on the campaign trail and beyond.
It's getting kind of exciting behind us.
Yeah, well, it's good.
All sorts of drama out on the campaign trail. This is why we come out here.
It's part of the fun.
And you can see that the lovers are much greater than the haters.
Yeah, but at the end, you know, I think if you think about it, when people want to brag about their experience, you got to look about their record and the results they've gotten. Chris is a governor that's had his state downgraded 9 times in 7 years. That's a part of his record you'll have to answer for. But in the end, my campaign has never been about beating up on the other Republicans, because in the end, we got to bring this party together if we want to win this election, and I will.
Let me tick through just a couple of issues for you, like off-point issues, right? So to your point, you can talk about anything. It's not rehearsed.
Absolutely.
Can we do a few rapid fire?
Yeah.
Vaccines. Where do you stand on
I think all children should be vaccinated.
Do you think they cause autism?
No, they do not. Okay. And look, at the end of the day, there are kids that cannot be vaccinated because they're immune suppressed. They have an issue, an illness that does not allow them to receive vaccines, but kids should be vaccinated.
Let's do another one. Native American Halloween costumes. Should they be banned? Should college campuses be telling
I don't know about banned. I mean, obviously, free speech in America is real. People are allowed to be offensive in this country. It's legal to be offensive. I think it's more of a societal issue. If something offends someone, you shouldn't unnecessarily do it, but that's not a law. That's the way society governs itself.
To that point, Jeb Bush and his mother Barbara gave an interview on Friday about Donald Trump, saying there's a difference between being politically incorrect and being vulgar, and objected to some of the swear words he was using in front of rooms full of people, including children. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree. Look, I think it's important to have dignity in the president, in the office of the presidency. I give Donald a lot of credit. He has really brought attention to a lot of the issues that in this country people are upset about, but I think we're capable of doing that without doing it in a way that, for example, will embarrass you if your kids did it.
Last question. You were out on the campaign trail and literally brought a young woman to tears. She was so excited to see you, and we can see the enthusiasm for you in this room as well. As we sit here on the eve of New Hampshire with, you know, the momentum behind you of the past week, with a bit of a debate stumble, what is winning for you tomorrow night? Well,
it's interesting. We've never seen a campaign like this. I mean, you have 3 candidates in this race that basically their entire campaign has been in one state. Donald Trump has consistently led the polls here since the middle of June, and Ted was the winner in Iowa. So who knows? It's a very unusual dynamic. I can say that we want to get as many delegates as we can out of New Hampshire, because we think this is going to be a long process here with so many people running. We got 7 delegates out of Iowa. Ted came in first. He got 8, so he's only 1 delegate ahead of us despite that finish. We want to get as many as we can out of New Hampshire, do as well as we can, and move on to South Carolina. We feel very strong about our campaign.
Not about placement, it's about delegates.
Ultimately, it will be in this one, because if you look at this race and how long I think it's going to take with so many competitive people in the race, I think that's going to be a big factor here. We're going to be the nominee. I just don't know if it's going to be in May or in March, but it could take a while.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.